What's going on, YouTubers? My name is Robert Serrano Jr. I am the natural born thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT UK review, the show from November 14th, 2018, episode 7. And your commentators, as usual, were Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness. So, folks, what pertains to me doing this review, basically the NXT UK review. Basically, for the time being, when these reviews, or not reviews, when these episodes of NXT UK is basically trying to catch up to from everything that there was recording during the summertime, because they're doing 2 episodes every week for NXT UK, because of something that went down. For example, as we get right to the card, for episode 7, we have 8 women's from the NXT UK division. I'm not gonna name all of them, but they were on the stage, and there was basically there are 4 on this side and 4 on this side, and in the middle there was a championship belt. I mean, it doesn't show it, but that's where I bring Triple H in this point. So Triple H comes out, and then also he introduces the general manager of NXT UK, Johnny Saint, and they came out basically introducing this 8 women's tournament to crown the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion, and that's when Triple H reviewed the belt, and the belt is a white strap, and basically what pertains to the NXT UK Women's Championship is basically the same thing like the NXT United Kingdom Championship that Pete Dunne is holding on, except for the fact that it's called the NXT UK Women's Championship, and just the belt is white straps. And I loved it. I loved how the belt looks, and there's gonna be more NXT UK Championship belts coming to NXT UK. For example, the NXT Tag Team Championship belts. I haven't seen how the belts look. It has been revealed, and which is why they're also gonna be doing a tournament of that too. And I can't wait to see how that belt looks. Basically, I'm gonna wait until when NXT UK episodes are catching up to to get closer to before the end of 2018. And I think they will. Because on the way they're doing it, they're doing 2 episodes every week. That'll be aired on the WWE Network every Wednesday night, and hopefully just hopefully we get to that point where we get close, where we're very close to, like how how NXT is, where regular WWE NXT, where this week's NXT was recorded. Well, actually, what pertains for this week's recording for NXT, what pertains to what's going to show for next week's NXT, it's going to be recorded on a Saturday, where it pertains to before they start doing their NXT Takeover War Games match. I mean special event, I meant to say. And basically, what I'm trying to say here is that and what pertains to NXT shows, whenever they're not doing a takeover show and they're just doing a regular weekly show, like for example today, if they would record an episode of NXT from this week's Wednesday, from this past Wednesday, then next week will be aired on that Wednesday. That's how it goes when it pertains to NXT. Hopefully, when NXT UK gets close to to getting close to the episodes that was recorded from the summer and then coming into the fall, and hopefully they'll catch up into the to winter. So we'll see. But yeah, so this whole thing with the NXT UK Women's Championship tournament has already happened back in the summer, and 8 women obviously are in the tournament are in the NXT UK Women's division, and I'm intrigued to see how it turns out. So far, we got a glimpse of it. I'm assuming it was this episode. No, actually, it was actually episode 8 that did it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see how the matches are. But folks, spoiler alert: the one who ends up winning the NXT Women's Championship tournament ends up being none other than. So, anyways, next after that announcement, we get the opening match, which it was Sis Scarlett versus Jordan Devlin, and this match was pretty good. You know, you have Sis Scarlett, who's an underdog, who's always trying to mount some comeback and some sort of momentum, and also Jordan Devlin, who's a heel on NXT. He gets basically he dominates the match the entire time. But again, you did have some offense from Sid Scarlett, making him like a true underdog on NXT UK. So he hasn't been winning any matches, which I think it will build up to a point where he's going to be winning matches. He's going to win a match where pertains on getting an upset. But for now, Jordan Devlin isn't winning the match. After the match, he kills a promo. Basically, he was being interviewed. I believe the interviewer's name was Remsen. I think that was his name. And basically, I was looking else there. He talks about he's the real Jordan Devlin, and he's basically saying who is Devlin. To where some people are saying that, and then also he starts talking about who who are who they are and now they know exactly who I think he said something about who they are where it pertains to the guys in the back, especially where it pertains to who is Legredo. I'm trying to remember how you pronounce it. Logaro. I think that's how you pronounce it. Logaro. The UK luchador. Basically makes fun of him and everything, and I guess I'm assuming that's going to be the feud for Jordan Devlin and Logaro. So next we get Kenny Williams and Armera Jordan versus if I could try to pronounce his name, Saxton Hughley versus and I'm going to say Joseph Connors. So basically, it was a tag team match, and the tag team match was pretty good. And then we get Joseph Connors pick up the win over Kenny Williams on this tag team match, and also where it pertains to this tag team match, obviously on NXT UK, is also a good example of a tag team title going for NXT UK as well. And basically they're trying to find some UK NXT UK members of the rosters to be a tag team, and so far I think we found one so far where it pertains to Sexton and Joseph, and we'll see how that turns out too. They got to come up with some tag teams and all that. So basically we're not just names but also some tag teams as well. As far as Kenny Williams and Armera Jordan, I don't know if they're gonna be a tag team. I don't know if they are trying to set up a tag team for these two, but we'll see though. We'll see. But that's basically it. Trent Seven, he was being interviewed by some reporters about Zach Gibson, and he talks about Zach Gibson about him being successful in night 1, but he was unsuccessful in night 2, and he says he may be good one-on-one on the mic and in the ring, but let's see if he can do it in the ring against Trent Seven, which it will lead up to episode 8 for NXT UK, which I'll get to when I get to it. And finally, the main event, Tyler Bate versus James Drake. Very good match, especially on the part of Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate is getting the win for this main event victory for Tyler Bate. And as far as James Drake, he's got some work to do to build up some steam once again, if he can. But we'll get to that when we get as this review keeps going. But yeah, that was basically it for NXT UK for episode 7. And Talking About Wrestling stream matches, and my overall scoring for this show for episode 7 for NXT UK from November 14th, 2018. I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. And there you go. And now we move on to WWE NXT UK episode 8 for this review, the show from November 14th, 2018. So let's get right into it. And again, Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, your commentators, as usual. So we get the first round of the NXT Women's Championship Tournament going on with Dakota Kai versus Nia Samuels, I meant to say, excuse me, Simmons. But anyways, the match itself was, it was pretty good. Back and forth, obviously. Dakota Kai ends up getting the win. Nia Samuels didn't take the finishing move very well, where it pertains to Dakota Kai doing the sunset flip, backstabber combination type of move that she does to win her matches. But yeah, and Dakota Kai is advancing to the second round of the tournament, which I'm assuming that's supposed to be the quarterfinals of the tournament. Let's see. Yes, I got it right. So yeah, Dakota Kai is advancing to the tournament. So there you go. Next we get Ramsey, the interviewer, and he interviews Mark Andrews about he let this whole thing with the Coffee Brothers distract him of catching NXT Championship gold, and he's here and basically he's also here to excite people because he's an exciting person, and again he wants titles, he wants some gold. Also, we get Flash Morgan Freeman. I mean Flash Morgan Webster, I meant to say. My apologies. Wait. Flash Morgan Webster. Is it? Wait, I thought it was Flash Gordon. I think it was Flash Gordon Webster. I'm trying to remember if it was Flash Morgan Webster or Flash Gordon Webster. Now I'm already forgetting his name. But basically, he confronts Mark Andrews, and he talks about he wants some gold too, and he's like, and he agreed with that the Coffee Brothers got in the way of that too and all, and he says he had an idea for Mark Andrews and himself to catch some gold, and that is the NXT UK Tag Team Championship gold whenever they decide to do that tournament, and the whole type of deal. So yeah, and I like the tag team too, by way of Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster or Flash Gordon Webster, whichever it was. Which, by the way, folks, I'm gonna check it right now. Yeah, I figured out it's Flash Morgan Webster. My apologies. I thought it was Gordon Webster, Morgan Webster, but it was actually Morgan Webster. But yeah, anyways, the point is, I love the tag team of Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. So there you go. And looking forward to see when they get a chance to introduce this whole NXT UK Tag Team Championship tournaments with the tag teams that's gonna be in that tournament. And now we get to Aston Smith, who talks about he's got a future in mind with potentially being on NXT UK, and he talks about the Coffee Brothers got in the way of that whole situation where the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang attack Aston Smith and all that. And now that the sirens passed by, folks, let's continue on. So as Aston Smith was being interviewed by these reporters, by the way, all of a sudden Eddie Dennis shows up, and basically Eddie Dennis wants a piece of Aston Smith whenever they decide to do that match, and I'm actually looking forward to see how that match turns out too. So yeah, there you go. Next we get Jake Constantino versus Tyson T-Bone. And Tyson T-Bone ends up winning the match. It was a pretty good match though. Pretty good match. And also he cuts a promo by saying that is this the best that they have to offer him, basically. And he says what a joke, because he beat them and all that. Even though Jake Constantino has some offense in the match, but still he wants a better competition, a bigger and better competition. And sure enough, we get Dave Masterstiff and it's Dave Mastiff, meant to say. Dave Mastiff is basically their version of Earthquake, what pertains to the way they have him do his entrance too. No, where he's walking, and also the camera starts shaking like this, like doing this, like that. Yeah, so Dave Mastiff starts coming out, and while Tyson T-Bone was standing there, and all of a sudden they cross paths, and all of a sudden we get to a match for Dave Mastiff versus Dan Coloni, and as Dan Coloni comes out, he had about one offense against Dan Mastiff maybe, and then you had Tyson T-Bone watching on, basically observing this whole thing with Dave Mastiff, and Dave Mastiff obviously gets another squash win, to showcase what he's Dave Mastiff, man, he's very good, especially for a guy of his size, he's pretty damn good. So Dan Mastiff, when he wins the match, and there you go. And obviously, what they're doing here is that they're teasing a feud between Tyson T-Bone versus Dave Mastiff, which is good. Next, we get to the first round to continue on with Ginny versus Millie. I think that's how you say her name. Millie McKenzie. So we have Ginny, who's who looking like she's a magazine model from the front cover of a magazine. And she's a wrestler, and she go up, Ginny, she's got that look and all that. She's looking at one of those modeling stick figure looking ones. but then she goes up against Millie McKenzie, and I'm like, wow, Millie McKenzie, she's pretty good, and I think they said she's like 19 years old. I think 19 or 20 years old. Wow, so young, and she was very good in this match. Unfortunately, she didn't win. Yeah, so Ginny wins the match. Which it's kind of expected too, because they've been doing these video vignettes for the debut for Ginny to be on NXT UK, and I was like saying to myself, wait a minute, there's no way they're gonna have her. They're gonna have Ginny lose here, right? And I say to myself, well, you might be surprised, And sure enough, she ends up winning. But yeah, I want to see more of this Millie McKenzie though. She was pretty good. I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm falling for her. But still, but yeah, good match though. Very very good match. Back and forth, obviously, and also obviously, and with Millie McKenzie giving on Jenny this German suplex, and then you got these crowds chanting Suplex City, in the UK, all these UK fans. They were going crazy in this match, and and also in a way I enjoyed this match for what it was too. So yeah, good job to both women, especially to Millie McKenzie. And we get to the main event. We get Zach Gibson coming out. He talks about how he's Liverpool's #1. He's going to be NXT UK's #1, and he will also be soon enough to be Wales #1. And talks about the Beatles of the music industry, and then football, and also he gets cut off by his opponent for his match, Trent Seven. So we had a match between these two, and during the match, as the match was started to start off for a good 5 to 6 minutes, all of a sudden Zach Gibson tried to leave. All of a sudden, he gets stopped by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bates, who's partnered up with Trent Seven, Mustache Mountain. So basically, the match continues, and Tyler Bate was there to make sure that Zach Gibson doesn't try to try to weasel his way out this time. And the match continue, obviously. Very damn good match, folks. Back and forth action. Cool. Just some cool, impactful spots in this match. At one point, Trent Seven almost winning the match. We get a false finish with the 7 stars move that he did, and also with Zach Gibson doing some crazy ass wrestling moves too. And I'm like, wow, man, this match was lit up. So basically, we get Zach Gibson 1 point. He tried to end the match here by going for his finishing move. I try to remember what was called. Let me look that up. The Shankly Gates. That's what it was called. And Trent Seven was all in this side, and then he starts crawling, scratching and clawing to the ropes from that side where Tyler Bate was at, and he gets to it, and all of a sudden, Zach Gibson was so frustrated with that he decided to kick up Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate gets on the apron and all that, and then at this point, Trent Seven recover, and while Zach Gibson is just a little distracted, Trent Seven, like I said before, he did his 7-star lariat, but Zach Gibson kicks out, obviously. So then the match ends with, well, all people, James Drake goes right after Tyler Bate from behind, sends him to the ring steps, distracts Trent Seven, where Zach Gibson gets the win over Trent Seven. I don't remember how he did it. Oh, my eyes, my fault, folks. Something got caught in my eye, but I don't remember how he beat Trent Seven. I'm assuming. Can't remember how it was done, but the fact is that Zach Gibson ends up winning the match because of outside distraction by James Drake. So yeah, James Drake redeemed himself here after the loss he had from Tyler Bate, and this is the way he redeemed himself by going to Tyler Bate for him to decide along with Zach Gibson. As Zach Gibson again, he gets the win over Trent Seven. After the match, Tyler Bate goes right at to Trent Seven to see if he's okay and all that, and they basically have a discussion about what happened there. Basically, Tyler Bate explains his case of what happened with him. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang attacks Mustache Mountain, and that's how that show ends. Tyler Bate tries to fight back, but was no avail. The numbers games got the best of them, and on top of that, with Trent Seven going through a match against Zach Gibson and losing, and they end up losing a fight here by this whole ambush by the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang, and the show ends with Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang, this stable, whichever this faction's name is going to be called, ends up going over, and there you go, and that was the show for episode 8. Yeah, episode 8. So Tomar Wrestling for episode 8 for NXT UK from November 14th, 2018. Five matches. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't expect to have 5 matches on there. Which is good. I'm glad. I enjoy every 5 of those matches too. Even though some of it was short to the point, but pertains to T-Bone and to Mastiff. So either way, still enjoy the matches for what it was. My overall rating for the show, 8 out of 10. Very good show, especially with that main event match with Zach Gibson and Trent Seven. I'm starting to become a fan of Zach Gibson, not just because of his impressive matches that he had from the NXT championship tournament from night 1 and 2 for that special event, but because of I heard a lot of all the matches he had before he decided to sign with WWE. Being part of this NXT UK division, this whole so. And I've seen him had some great matches with few of the all-time greats in wrestling, and that's why Zach Gibson. I think he's going to be the guy who's going to dethrone Pete Dunne of becoming the next NXT UK champion, and we'll see how that turns out. So thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., Natural Born Thriller. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do so right now. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. The choice is yours and yours alone. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all soon, but for now, peace on the streets.